You could have come here and you could have been, there's a word for it, I can't remember, what is the, oh, a guest. You could have come here and been a guest. If any of you are living outside the UK right now, it is a glorious time. Operation Raise the Colours is in force. Guys, I'm half English, I'm half Welsh. I've got a little bit of German in me, but there is one thing you never do to the English, and that is piss them off, because they will never, ever stop. It's a glorious thing to see. Let's have a look at it. This man here is saying he put a flag up in Knowsley and the council will keep coming to take it down. But he says no matter how many times you come and take it down, they're going to put it back up again, because that's what Englishmen do. That's the problem with Englishmen. They don't stop. They're bloody belligerent. People are setting up charities to bring in more flags, to put them up. This charity here, Flag Force UK, only been set up for like a couple of days or something, but they're putting flags up all around York and the local area. This guy here was saying, look, if you want to get all your potholes fixed, just put the flag on the potholes. The council is going to come and they're going to fill them in. So what's exactly happening then? Well, patriots all around the UK are putting flags up, as we can see. This is Tower Hamlets. And what's happening then is the council are coming and they're taking those flags down. People aren't very happy. In fact, one of the guys here...
Flags down, yeah? And it's patriotic. What the significance? Pardon? What the significance of this flag?
What's the significance of this flag when this man himself is wearing like Jamaican headdress and stuff? You know what I mean? There's nothing racial about this, but listen, you've got an Englishman putting flags up here and you've got people whose ancestry is not English asking what the significance of the flag is about. And people are going out and they're painting road markings as well. Be a little bit careful about this, guys. You know what I mean? The council will take a dim view of this. However, it does mean, of course, as an Englishman and a Welshman, a little bit German, that we're going to have to go around them now because I can't drive on the flag. And again, flags are being put up.
Isn't being taken down? We're putting them fucking higher.
Put them higher.
As you can, lads.
Just raising the bar there. Look at that. The council will not outdo you.
Well, the man on the moon's at the top of the road, so we could go up there.
And of course, I would never condone that kind of behaviour. You know I would never do that. But when your mother, your kids, your sister, your mum is unable to get the hospital appointments or maybe the education that they require as citizens of this country, because of the fact that we've got such massive levels of immigration, I think on average over the last decade, it's been about 700,000 that have come in. And that's just in the actual net figure. The gross figure of people coming into this country has been in the 1.2 million. So I think it's 5 million over about 5 years. Truly horrendous. However, that does mean, of course, that they are taking up essential services that could be given to British people. That's what I'm trying to say here, guys. So when we're doing things like this and flags are being put up just in neighbourhoods, I must admit, I think this is absolutely beautiful. I think it's great that people are doing this because you push the English too far. That's what happens when you push English too far. You've got to think about the years of oppression that's happened. And everyone just sat there, haven't they? And they've let this happen. I didn't even want to go into what we've let happen. And then people have decided enough is enough. Absolutely stunning. Look at the size of that flag. That's incredible. What a view. What a view that is. And I'll just flick through some different examples now. Even this guy's got one on the end of his garage. Absolutely fantastic. And look at this all the way down this street. Flying in the trees, that's amazing. Well done, whoever did this. And I want just to show you what the elites think about the little people. Let's have a listen to this real quick, all right?
So you all need to get a grip. These flag-waving losers. I'm afraid these jobless yobbos are just acting like people in a school playground.
How do you know they're jobless?
You don't just get because they've clearly got nothing better to do.
No, that's not true.
So just when you say, I want to be clear on something. When you say jobless yobbo, you're talking about the people that don't ever seem to go to work so that they've got time to attend every single Palestine march.
I'm talking about
people who have done this at night, presumably after work.
Yes.
Well, actually, plenty of them are in daylight, so that's clearly not the case. I'm talking about these people that have got nothing better to do with their lives than go to random lampposts and hoist flags, which is simply illegal, regardless of what flag it is. You're not doing anything patriotic by sticking up the England flag.
What law does it break? What law does it break?
Anyone. Well, you know full well that...
What law does it break? You told us it's illegal. What law does it break?
Well, it's just like fly posting. That's illegal. You can't stick your,
No, it's not
your
just
Chinese...
it's not.
This is our national flag.
Those people disgust me. Well done, GB News, though, for really shouting that guy down. Benjamin Butterworth, I believe his name is. Look, the truth is, guys, we should have been flying this flag a lot more and for a lot longer. We have to make people that come into this country with nefarious intent. They're very different from people that are genuinely seeking asylum. As we know, a lot of these migrants that come across are economic migrants. A lot of them have ill intent. They treat us like a cash machine, of course. I don't want to go into any further detail on that, of course. I'm not trying to be divisive here. Again, no one can condone his activity, but look, the man's even got cones out. So, health and safety first. Good boy. I like that a lot. And why not? Why not? You know what I mean? In If I was going to be critical, mate, I might have taped it off first just to get the sides, you know, totally neat, you know what I mean? A bit perfectionist. But that is beautiful. Well done, mate. And one thing that I would like to say about this next clip, whoever this guy is, I think he's the editor of The Mirror, an absolute charlatan, a cad and a bounder, should never be in this country. I don't know what he's doing here. However, when he says that this is a very aggressive and military-like campaign, it is, mate. Because that's what happens when you piss off the English.
They want to have a voice, and look, don't forget about this. I'm sick of being back of the queue. I think that's why.
And if you get something called Operation Raise the Colours, that sounds very military. It sounds very aggressive. And why are they doing it? So if you want flags on your town halls, you can make your choices.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll make your choices. I'll probably make different choices to you on the flags.
No.
But if you can't go around just sticking what you like on a lamppost, and if you're going out and putting the flag of St George, why are you doing it? I bet you there's an aggression in this campaign, which I think we should beware of.
But
There
look
is.
at the aggression of the pro-Palestinian lobby.
Yes, mate, it is aggressive. This is England. This is England. Now, talking of great nations as well, of course, the Welsh, the Scottish and the Irish also are suffering from this same fate. This is an Irish Garda then, talking to a migrant. Listen carefully to what he says.
Because I'm going to search you, stand against the wall. I will, yeah, in my own time. Search your mother as well.
Don't say nothing about my mother. I said something. I said that. You're not allowed to say about...
I repeated what you said to make sure I heard it correctly. You brought it.
What's wrong with you, man? I said something about my mother. It's my mom.
You're very intoxicated.
Yeah, but okay.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
You're not your business.
Where do you live? All my
Okay,
business. It's all my business. You were in my city, my business.
Yeah, you're in my city, it's my business. And when you're in my country, it's my business too. And look at the disgrace that is the BBC. Roundabouts vandalised to look like St George's flags. Another story they put out, of course. Rainbow zebra crossings appear in resort. Absolute disgrace. And again, this is the logic. Tower Hamlets, this is okay. And these flags were allowed to stay up because the council said they were too frightened to take them down. Yeah, that's what happens. And this is what they're getting replaced with because the English are going out because they're not too afraid. And they're ripping down those Palestine flags and they're putting up the flag of St George. And this was a concert in London apparently that got smashed up. And you can see people leaping around, all these Englishmen, I'm assuming. But you can't live in a country like this because if you do, then you can't even pay to go to a concert because they smash it up because they try and get in for free. And the next load of engineers and astronauts coming into the UK, of course. I'm not really too sure what's going here. Crikey. He's got his label on his hat still. Do you see that? He had a label on his hat. They're all doing some swimming thing, aren't they? What's going on here? I don't know what's going on. What's going on? Someone explain in the comments what's happening. Just waving at me. He's doing a pterodactyl, isn't he? What's all this? What's all this? It's like they're trying to fly or something. This is what's coming into the UK. It's not going to make us better. It's not going to make us... Unless we want to be dinosaur impressions. Like, I don't know what's going on. What's happening? He's got a crocodile on his back. It's going on and on and on. And when the council take them down, put them back up again. And guys, very quick word from my sponsor. A quick advert for Ground News, who sponsor this channel, luckily, because YouTube ain't giving me no money, fam. You know what I'm talking about. All the stories you'll find on the front page here that are current. However, you can search for stuff in the bar at the top. When you click on a story then, it will show you here, look, what's left-leaning, centre or right-leaning. It's a right-leaning story. Let's click on it. And then straight away, it gives you a summary at the top there. All the stories here, down there. You can even expand it for more articles if you want at the bottom. On the right here, it shows that there's 34 articles. There's 5 left, 14 right, and then there's 5 centre. Below it then, the bias distribution shows that this is a right-leaning article. And you can see here, Fox News, Israel, all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Here, factuality, expand that. You can see which ones are more factually correct than others, and so you can see who owns it as well. Where are your biases in this? Click on the article if you want. You'll go straight to that website then, and at the top you can see there's a bar that drops down as well, again showing where these biases are. You can then look at left-leaning articles and right-leaning articles and not get sidetracked by the mainstream media. 40% off. Thank me later. Thanks for listening to that very short message there. I really appreciate it, guys. I do use Ground News myself. I'm all for this. I'm all for putting up these flags outside the migrant hotel, so at least they know where they are, right? I believe this is Canary Wharf. These are local authorities taking down the English flag from an English street. I'm just shocked by it. Again, another picture of Canary Wharf. Look, guys, not being funny, right? You're Englishmen. Take those balaclavas off. Take those face coverings off. Be proud. You're not doing any violence, because that's not what we do. Don't do violence, all right? None of that. But just get rid of the face coverings and stand there. Be proud of it, all right? You can still protest. Patriots here removing symbols of Islamic terrorism from our streets. I couldn't agree more. Look, there's only one flag, well, two really, it should be flown in here, and that's the flag of the individual country. And then, of course, the nation's flag, the flag of the union, should also be flown. Yes, local council flags can be flown. Military flags also can be flown. But no, we're not flying this. Not at all. We're taking these down. None of that anymore. Those days are gone. We were quite tolerant of it, to be fair. And then people went around and they took the piss, didn't they? And we're a very calm, tolerant people. Of course we're calm. But it goes from 0 to 1 pretty quickly. We're a very binary nation. We'll take a lot of abuse because we're good like that. But I think people now realise that they've gone and messed up. Oh, look, these days are over, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not going to happen anymore. So you went and pushed it. You didn't have to push it, of course, but you did, waving flags around on British soil. Again, unfortunately, guys, that's it now. See, you could have done a little bit differently. You could have come here and you could have been, there's a word for it, I can't remember, a guest. You could have come here and been a guest. You could have involved yourself in British life, as many Muslims have done, as Hindus, Sikhs have done as well, Buddhists, everything, right? You could have done that, but no, you decided not to. You decided you were going to come and you were going to stamp your political Islamic ideology all over this nation by trying to seize elements of power as well. We're not having any of it, by the way. So if you think this is uncomfortable now, you just got to wait a few weeks, wait a few months, because it's never going to change, because you've awoken the Englishman. And because of how ineffective the British policing has been in the UK, and of course it's not able to investigate thefts or crimes pretty much, or even keep us safe, and that's because policing has failed. The individual police officer on the beat, of course, they're all, you know, our brothers and sisters, they're our mothers, fathers, sons and daughters, but policing has failed the British people. There are people that are stepping up now. They're patrols, like in Bournemouth, which has been heavily affected, of course, by immigration. These patrols are going around trying to keep people safe. I think there's, well, I don't know how many immigrant hotels there are now in Bournemouth, but it really seems to be a pretty hot spot for a lot of sort of crime that's come in from overseas. And this gentleman comes over and asks these two ladies, this is in Swindon,
Is everything okay?
if they're all right.
Everything okay?
Look at the man. Did you notice that? He
okay?
just dropped the can. Watch that. Combat indicator, guys. Combat indicator. Watch the can. Watch the man there. He's got a can in his hand.
Everything all right, ladies?
Watch it.
Is everything okay?
There's a bin just to the left. Look where the bin is. There's a bin there. And that man drops a can on the floor.
Everything all right, ladies?
Combat indicator. Right
everything
hand.
okay?
Going to swing it, isn't he? Be
Is
careful.
everything okay? Is everything okay?
Be careful. If it was a
You
bottle,
okay?
be even more careful.
Yeah,
It's in his hand.
Right, mate? How's it going? Don't fucking touch me, boy.
Yeah, don't put your
What
hand
are
at
you talking to
me.
you women for? What are you talking to you women for? I don't know about. What are you talking to the ladies? Asking them what? Yeah, asking them what?
And in that, the key is just to ask the ladies if they're all right. You know what I mean? You may be friends with them, they may know him, but just ask, are you okay? Literally, be there, be present. Are you okay? And if they said he's trying to sit with us, it's a bit weird. Now we've got to step in, haven't we? This is Bournemouth Beach. I saw this for the first time. I mean, it's packed out, but people are wearing the long... It really kind of brings it home, doesn't it? But I mean, I haven't been to a beach for a long time, guys, so tell me whether this is normal. I mean, beaches, I guess they get pretty packed on nice sunny days, aren't they? But you have to ask yourself why we brought so many people over. Do African countries have diversity and inclusion programs for white people living there? Well, they don't actually, because in Nigeria, if you're a white person, you're not allowed to be on the television. You're not allowed to be on TV there. You're not allowed to be in government. A lot of these Islamic countries as well have nobody Christian in their governments, because the governments are Islamic. And as I said, and I've said it for many, many years now, that Islam has absolutely no place in the West at all. And this is the sort of thing we get. This Islamophobia is a made-up word, and very soon you're not going to be able to talk about it. Remember, Christopher Hitchens was right when he said that. He said the barbarians are going to hold the gates open to allow the people to come in that you don't particularly want in your country, and this is it. You know, hates Jews, Christians, atheists, gays, dogs, bacon, wine, beer, your civilization, your culture, your traditions, your country, and you, and then complains about Islamophobia. And tell me why this is. 85% of the world's refugees are Muslims, but they don't seek asylum in the 56 Muslim countries that only seek asylum in non-Muslim countries. Well, that's because, of course, we're being invaded. And we know that, of course. You can't say it, though. You're not allowed to. If you start talking about this invasion narrative, then you end up on the Prevent Register. I'm sure I'm on there. They haven't told me yet. I'm sure they will tell me pretty soon. But, of course, I do look that this is a replacement, of course. They're bringing enough people to try and boost the GDP, but it's failing, of course. GDP per capita has gone down, even if GDP is going up. They're trying to get people in so they can pay the pensions And so that all these corporations can keep getting paid by employing people on cheaper wages. We know it's true, guys. It's not a difficult thing to work out. And let's leave it there. People are putting up this flag. Notice that the white part closer to where the post would be is actually on top. So white on top is how you remember that. Predominantly a white nation from the 1950s, of course. It is changing more than ever. But yeah, the white bit upmost, if you want to show a sign of surrender, then of course you would invert that flag. And a lot of flags you see would be upside down. It's almost intentional, guys. I don't really mind how you fly the flag, as long as the flag is actually being flown. And we're English. Someone takes them down, we put them back up again. I don't care whether you're Welsh, Scottish. I don't care whether you're Irish or English. That's the flag of the Union, put that up. So I'm going to leave that there, guys, if I can. But look, absolutely fantastic work for everyone putting these things up. And it's not going to stop, of course. I think Keir Starmer's opinion poll now said something like 56 points below zero. Is that possible? Minus 56? And I've always said I'm not interested in politics. I'm interested in community, guys. Fitness, family, finance, fuel, and faith. And remember, they'll always be in England, and England shall be free if England means as much to you as England means to me. Take care, guys. Great work out there. Tim Davies, Fast Ship Performance.